Silence. All stand. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Hassan Allaway.
May it please the court, I move that Hassan Allaway be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Hassan Allaway be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Claire Grace Annis Brown.
May it please the court, I move that Claire Grace Annis Brown be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Claire Grace Annis Brown be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Benjamin John Bakey.
May it please the court, I move that Benjamin John Bakey be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Benjamin John Bakey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rebecca Maria Bayliss.
May it please the court, I move that Rebecca Maria Bayliss be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Rebecca Maria Bayliss be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samuel Elliott Bush.
May it please the court, I move that Samuel Elliott Bush be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Samuel Elliott Bush be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jing Sai.
May it please the court, I move that Jing Sai be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jing Sai be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Robert Campbell Smith.
May it please the court, I move that Robert Campbell Smith be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Robert Campbell Smith be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kimberly Jai Zing Cheng.
May it please the court, I move that Kimberly Zhang Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Kimberly Jai-Sing Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Stephen Lionel Delaney.
May it please the court, I move that Stephen Lionel Delaney be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Stephen Lionel Delaney be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anthony L. Hosney.
May it please the court, I move that Anthony L. Hosney be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Anthony L. Hosney be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ebony Jane L. Hitty.
May it please the court, I move that Ebony Jane L. Hitty be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ebony Jane L. Hitty be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
C.U. Fan.
May it please the court, I move that C.U. Fan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That C.U. Fan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacob John Lawrence Fitzpatrick.
May it please the court, I move that Jacob John Lawrence Fitzpatrick be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jacob John Lawrence Fitzpatrick be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Solomon Fu.
May it please the court, I move that Solomon Fu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Solomon Fu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jasper Peter Gottison.
May it please the court, I move that Jasper Peter Gottison be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jasper Peter Gottison be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hala Hassan.
May it please the court, I move that Hala Hassan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Hala Hassan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Damien John Julio Howe.
May it please the court, I move that Damien John Julio Howe be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Damien John Julio Howe be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Carmen Tommy Yip.
May it please the court, I move that Carmen Tommy Yip be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Carmen Tommy Yip be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tia Joes.
May it please the court, I move that Tia Joes be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Tia Joes be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shabana Sadiq Khan.
May it please the court, I move that Shabana Sadiq Khan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Shabana Sadiq Khan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alex James Leonard.
May it please the court, I move that Alex James Leonard be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Alex James Leonard be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yen Ye Pinky Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Yuen Yi Pinky Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Yuen Yi Pinky Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brooke Ella Mackay.
May it please the court, I move that Brooke Ella Mackay be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Brooke Ella Mackay be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Ann Madden.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Ann Madden be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Emily Ann Madden be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexandra Jane Martin.
May it please the court, I move that Alexandra Jane Martin be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Alexandra Jane Martin be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Patrick John Alexander McGregor.
May it please the court, I move that Patrick John Alexander McGregor be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Patrick John Alexander McGregor be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Talia Marie Nardi.
May it please the court, I move that Talia Marie Nardi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Talia Marie Nardi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Win Uan V. Nguyen.
May it please the court, I move that Nguyen V. Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Nguyen V. Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lachlan Bradley O'Shea.
May it please the court, I move that Lachlan Bradley O'Shea be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Lachlan Bradley O'Shea be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alicia Amber Oxley.
May it please the court, I move that Alicia Amber Oxley be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Alicia Amber Oxley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Madeline Grace Pfeffercorn.
May it please the court, I move that Madeline Grace Pfeffercorn be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Madeline Grace Pfeffercorn be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexander Popovich.
May it please the court, I move that my brother Alexander Popovich be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Alexander Popovich be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Priya Rajesh.
May it please the court, I move that Priya Rajesh be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Priya Rajesh be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nalufa Samandari.
May it please the court, I move that Nalufa Samadari be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Nalifa Samandari be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Rose Shamshula.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Rose Shamshula be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Sarah Rose Shamshula be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Charlene Margaret Searson.
May it please the court, I move that my sister, Charlene Margaret Searson, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Charlene Margaret Searson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica Lee Sterling.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica Lee Sterling be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jessica Lee Sterling be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zhao Su.
May it please the court, I move that Zhao Su be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Zhao Su be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Ann Templeman.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Ann Templeman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Olivia Ann Templeman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brittany Lee Lorraine Thomas.
May it please the court, I move that Brittany Lee Lorraine Thomas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Brittany Lee Lorraine Thomas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dean James Tamaras.
May it please the court, I move that Dean James Tamaras be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Dean James Tamaras be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Livia Ellen Troy.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Livia Ellen Troy, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Livia Ellen Troy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Oscar Edward Waffen.
May it please the court, I move that Oscar Edward Waffen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Oscar Edward Waffen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tara Rhiannon Walsh.
May it please the court, I move that Tara Rhiannon Walsh be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Tara Rhiannon Walsh be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bing Ying Wei.
May it please the court, I move that Bing Ying Wei be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Bing Ying Wei be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bell Wilkes.
May it please the court, I move that Bell Wilkes be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Bell Wilkes be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sonali Yadi.
May it please the court, I move that Sonali Yadi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sonali Yadi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chi Rui Yung Chung.
May it please the court, I move that Chiri Zong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Chiri Zong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Luke Yang Zhu.
May it please the court, I move that Luke Yang Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Luke Yang Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Suk Zhu.
May it please the court, I move that Suk Zhou be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Suk Zhao be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admissions has just been moved to stand when and as directed for the purposes of swearing an oath or making an affirmation or and declaration. So please stand as directed by our officiating officer.
Could rows 1 and 2 on my right please stand? Hassan Alloway, Claire Grace Annis Brown, Benjamin John Bakey, Rebecca Maria Bayliss, Samuel Elliott Bush, Jing Sai, Robert Campbell Smith, Kimberly Jai Zing Cheng, Stephen Lionel Delaney, Anthony L. Hosney, Ebony Jane Elhiti, C.U. Fan, Jacob John Lawrence Fitzpatrick, Solomon Fu, Jasper Peter Gottison, Hala Hassan. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could rows 3 and 4 on my right please stand? Damien John Julio Howe, Carmen Tommy Yip, Tia Jose, Shabana Sadiq Khan, Alex James Leonard, Yen Yi Pinky Lee, Brooke Ella Mackay, Emily Ann Madden, Alexandra Jane Martin, Patrick John Alexander McGregor, Talia Marie Nardi, Bu Yun V. Nguyen, Lachlan Bradley O'Shea, Alicia Amber Oxley, Madeline Grace Pfefferkorn, Alexander Popovich, Priya Rajesh, Nilufa Samandari, Sarah Rose Shamshula, Charlene Margaret Searson, and Jessica Lee Sterling. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down. And could the 2 rows to my left please stand? Zhao Su, Olivia Ann Templeman, Brittany Lee Lorraine Thomas, Dean James Tamaris, Livia Ellen Troy, Oscar Edward Waffen, Tara Rhiannon Walsh, Bing Ying Wei, Belle Wilkes, Sonali Yadi, Chi Rui Chung, Luke Yang Zhao, and Suk Zhao. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to this, the Banco Court, the ceremonial court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. And sitting with me on the bench this morning to my right is Justice Wilson of the Common Law Division, to my left, Justice Parker of the Equity Division, and to Justice Wilson's right, Justice Williams, also of the Equity Division of the court. Together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice this morning. We have done so sitting in this court, which rests on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years. The court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Well, to all of the newly admitted lawyers this morning, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for great achievement and celebration of that achievement. We up here on the bench know how hard you've all worked to reach this important milestone, although for us it was some years ago. I'm also pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable on the journey thus far. For many of them, the endurance of your finely polished or emerging skills of argument and persuasion may be at an end, or maybe not. But whatever be the case, I'm sure that they are all immensely proud of each of you, and I encourage you to take time to thank them today for their support. Depending on how good an advocate you are or have become, you might even convince them to shout you a civilised lunch or dinner to celebrate the occasion. In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you all join an honourable and ancient profession with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back as far as the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers in 1824, almost exactly 200 years ago. Indeed, in May, next month, the court to which you have all just been admitted celebrates its 200th anniversary. It is, you might be surprised to learn, one of the oldest continuing courts in the world. That is something of which we, and I hope now you, are immensely proud. In celebrating the court's bicentenary, we also celebrate 200 years of the rule of law in New South Wales, about which I will say a little more shortly. But I would invite you, after the ceremony, before or after you've signed the rolls, to enjoy and absorb some of the history of the court, which is now recorded publicly in the history wall, the timeline outside this court, and also in the newly opened Supreme Court gallery, which captures in a dynamic way the life of the court. This ceremony is attended by unique but important formalities, including the fact that your admission has been moved by someone who is already a member of the legal profession, and that you have each made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers and before senior judges of the court. They and we are all therefore witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings each of you has just made. They are undertakings which are continuing undertakings and apply whether or not you appear in court or simply have an advisory practice. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you have just made is a serious, continuing one, as I've said, and deserves solemn regard. So whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law Office, the Aboriginal Legal Service for legal aid, for a government department or agency, or indeed in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice, and you must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Now, you'll see from portraits of former Chief Justices on the walls of this court that we are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. And you may be wondering why, after 200 years, we still wear these robes on ceremonial occasions. I can tell you, I think I speak for all of us, that we do not wear them because they are particularly comfortable, which they are not. But we do wear them because symbolically they serve to highlight the continuous operation, the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales. Although importantly, the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. Almost 45% of all judicial officers in New South Wales are now female. That is a radical change from the time when we all commenced practice, which I like to think was not that long ago, but it has been an extremely salutary change. As to continuity of the rule of law, in a world where there is so much global uncertainty and deep insecurity, the rule of law is more important than ever. It's not simply an academic construct or a phrase of some mere theoretical import. At its simplest, the rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. As we survey the globe, there is nothing theoretical about those threats and realities. In a speech delivered in 2018, Lord Hodge of the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom aptly described the rule of law as, and I quote, a bastion against those who would use chaos as a ladder, unquote. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic. Not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. The pandemic prompted a radical shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, as you all know, and the advent of generative artificial intelligence brings with it both opportunities but also real challenges to the legal profession, and the courts are and will continue to engage with that revolution. While the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, it is and remains my firm view that the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. An individual in need of your services as a lawyer will, in many cases, be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being or health or financial position. There is therefore a need to deliver legal services not only competently, but always with courtesy, integrity, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. That requires a human being with emotional and not artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement by lawyers with those needing legal assistance is also a powerful reason why there should be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community here in Sydney and beyond. That very much includes Indigenous lawyers. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates, and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can, and feel that they can, be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community and a judiciary cognizant of the many different cultures of which it is comprised. The admissions ceremonies on which I have sat since becoming a judge about 5 years ago, including this ceremony, highlight that there is far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I commenced practice. That is a very good thing, and the leaders of the profession and of the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. That in turn, as I say, builds trust in and respect for both the judiciary and the legal profession, and ultimately respect for the rule of law. So let me now offer a little bit of professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you'll often need to make difficult ethical decisions You must use the tools that you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you will make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. We all make mistakes from time to time, perhaps especially when starting out on something new. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake I always advise young lawyers not to make is not falling into the trap of giving your clients the advice that you think they want to hear. I can tell you now that that will not be good advice, and they will not welcome it in the long run when the true picture emerges. Being a lawyer requires real independence, and sometimes that requires courage. Being a lawyer means that you are an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator, and sometimes an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but the law as it applies to people's lives. That human engagement extends to your interactions with your colleagues, including those with whom you negotiate or against whom you litigate. Aspects of the law, especially if you're involved in the litigation side of practice, are confrontational. That's the nature of the system. But the practice of the law can be stressful and demanding enough without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, as it regrettably sometimes does. It is essential that you maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times that you are now members of a profession which is different from and not a business. Another thing you should remember is that the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often, less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time, and I don't wholly exclude myself from that admonition. Because for a non-lawyer, the law is often incomprehensible or very difficult to understand. One of your roles as a lawyer now will be to make the law accessible to others. So I would urge you to strive to be clear and concise at all times, both in your oral and written advice. To do so actually facilitates access to justice. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both extremely important. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out, or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. Now, that is often because well-motivated lawyers will want to go the extra mile for their clients, will want to ensure that an advice is comprehensive, that all bases have been covered, that a brief has been fully prepared, and all the relevant authorities and legislation have been identified. That is all admirable and a discharge of professional responsibility. But as I say, legal practice can become all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. So you must work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all have from time to time and still do, try to take a step back and recapture some perspective. And you should remember or know that the law is a highly collegiate profession. And in this context, I'm now going to call on two young representatives, one from the New South Wales Bar Association, one from the Law Society of New South Wales, to offer a few words of welcome. Ms. Bromberger, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Vale Bromberger. I have been practicing for 6 months at the bar, predominantly in family law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops, adapting to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister, and I am proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job, that it allows me to give expert advice and to represent people in court, and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website. Each year, there is a Career at the Bar Open Day. In your first year of practice as a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority, who meet with you weekly, review your work, and teach you practical skills. But the support you will receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including the New Barristers Committee, which organises social and educational functions for barristers in their first to 5th years like me, and a Diversity and Equality Committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexuality. Whether as a lawyer or a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession, and I congratulate you on your admission today. As a lawyer of this honourable court, may it please the court.
Thank you. Mr. Harlan of the Law Society, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Seth Harlan, and not so long ago, I stood where you're standing today, or sitting, and what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step on a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud. You have of everything that you've achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy. Often it was overwhelming, and it still is. But as I stand here today, after 3 years of working in this profession and 3 weeks being admitted, I can tell you that I've already learned a thing or two. One of the most important things I've learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is increasingly large and diverse, and it's a strong community, and one to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is home of that community, and with our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state, we are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, and our desire to connect and drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I've been part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for the last 6 years. Here, I've found friendship, inspiration, guidance, support, and as well as opportunities to advocate and join other communities. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences, events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak to your employer, and we look forward to welcoming you to the Law Society community.
Can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, challenging, and satisfying. And it's populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, of your achievements to date, and of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community. You are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. So on behalf of Justice Wilson, Justice Parker, Justice Williams, and indeed all of our colleagues on the Supreme Court of New South Wales, I once again congratulate you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.